I'm Frank Garza, and welcome to Here and Abroad, a podcast that follows the U.S. men's national team and their player pool across Europe, MLS, or wherever else they play their club football. AC Milan is about one quarter of the way through their Serie A season and halfway through their group stage in the Champions League, so I thought it would be a good time to check in on their two USMNT players, Christian Pulisic and Yunus Musah, and discuss how they've been performing so far this season. To help me do that, I've invited Enrico Boiani back on the show. Enrico lives in Milan, where he's a journalist and radio announcer for Radio Rossonera, a media platform solely dedicated to covering AC Milan. Enrico, welcome back to the show.
Hi, Frank. Thank you so much for having me again. Thank you so much. Nice to meet you again.
Yeah, I think the last time we spoke was maybe 1 or 2 days before or after Pulisic officially, became a member of AC Milan. So now we're a good part into the season, good part into the Champions League, and so I'm excited to hear how your thoughts have evolved over him and Musah since we last spoke. Let's start with Christian, and I'd love to just hear your thoughts on what you think of his performance so far this season.
Christian Pulisic's start this season has been kind of stunning for AC Milan. He performed 4 goals, 1 assist, 2 other key plays or key passes in under 2 goals. So he has been incredible. And personally, I didn't think that Christian could be that important for us, for AC Milan team. I think he has been helped by three main factors. The first one is knowing Olivier Giroud, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, his teammates, and other guys in the locker room. I think this thing helped a lot during the matches for the chemistry. And second thing, talking about chemistry, is that he arrived early in the preseason, so he could join the team in the US journey for the preseason and to start to know his teammates and the coach. That thing was very important instead of Samuel Chukwueze, who arrived, the other winger, who arrived a little bit later on the season. The third thing that helped Christian was that Samuel Chukwueze, the other right wing, started the season not so well because Christian was on the starting 11, so Chukwueze had to start off the bench. And this thing, I think, helped the Christian a lot to make the difference, to be almost every single time on the starting 11 of AC Milan. And this was another thing that was very important for Christian and for his confidence, I think, because I also think he had lost a little bit of confidence of himself at Chelsea in the last few years. The very big difference between Christian and the other wingers or players we had last year, like Messias or Salamakers, is that Christian, even if he doesn't play that well, he always has this ability to make the right play or the play that could change the game. And this thing is extremely important in Serie A, in Champions League, but especially in Serie A, where we have very close games, and a play like the one he did against Genoa could be very important, extremely important for bringing home the 3 points for the leaderboard. So this is the big difference that he showed in this start of the season, and I repeat, I didn't think that he could be that important, but he's performing extremely well.
Yeah, I remember when we last spoke, and we were still uncertain whether Chukwueze was going to come to AC Milan or not, and you thought that if he did, he would be more favored to start, on that right wing over Pulisic. Yeah. Do you think is because I haven't actually seen Chukwueze play that many minutes. I mean, is it just a matter of Christian getting the earlier start, or has Chukwueze not been playing well in training and the minutes he is seeing?
Nowadays, Chukwueze is injured.
Okay.
It is a problem with his muscle, so he can't play. So that is the main thing. In the start of the season, I think both of the things, because Christian started very well, that stunning goal against Bologna in the first game of the season, and then the goal against Torino. So that was is a thing in the first two games. And Chukwueze, as I said before, arrived late in the transfer window. So he has to know better his teammates, the coach, the team in general. So I think when Chukwueze played, like, he had to show that he could be on the starting 11. So he tried to do something more. But to do something more, he did some mistakes, losing tons of balls, important balls. So Christian is playing a little bit more calm, I think, knowing that he's on the starting 11. But as I said before, Christian has this ability to change the game with only an assist or a goal or a key play to bring home the 3 points. And Chukwueze, for now, is not doing that. I think even now, I think Chukwueze later on the year could be on the starting 11, but he has to improve this thing. Even if he's not starting the matches, he has to do what he knows and what he can do to help the team. In Champions League, Chukwueze missed a huge chance against Borussia Dortmund, and that thing was not so good for the Nigerian winger, because he was struggling a little bit to play, to get minutes, and when you have a big chance and you miss it, it's not very good for your confidence.
Yeah, well, hopefully it's a good, healthy competition, between those two. Yeah. It'll help make each of them better.
That is very important, because last year we had Messias and Salemakers, the other two wingers that we sold, of course, because we brought in 2 wingers. So and then was also a competition, but the quality is extremely lower. Now we have Chukwueze or Pulisic, and always a competition, but the level is different.
Yeah. Okay. Let me ask you about, one of my doubts, because I've loved watching Pulisic. I can't say I've watched every Milan game so far, but probably all but one or two, and he's just been great. But in some of the biggest matches, if you look at the 3 Champions League matches, you look at the game against Inter and Juventus, he doesn't have, he hasn't been very productive in those matches. So is there a concern at all amongst the team or the fans that he can't do it in the biggest matches?
I don't think so, because in these matches also Rafael Leao, Olivier Giroud, Tijani Reinders, Theo Hernandez, they disappeared. They almost disappeared. Only Leao in the derby loss scored the only one goal we scored. So it is not about Pulisic. I mean, it was not so good in that matches. Also yesterday in Champions League against Paris Saint-Germain, but it is a team problem. Okay, fans are complaining about the coach, are complaining about the way he plays, because he only has one way of play that works against teams in Serie A, lower team on the leaderboard. But when you face a big team, a quality team such as Inter or Juventus or in the Champions League, we struggle a lot against this team. So AC Milan can win lots of matches this year against, as I said, teams on the right end of the leaderboard. But I don't know if AC Milan will win these big matches if he continues to play like this. And strikers, wingers, midfielders, offensive midfielders are going to struggle and are going to disappear in these games, because these teams like face AC Milan waiting and like throwing the ball to the strikers in the counter attack. So this thing is working well against AC Milan, and the fans are complaining that AC Milan is not doing good. Is the defense is extremely high on the pitch, like on the midfield almost. So that is the thing about these big matches and these big games. No one is complaining about Pulisic performance or stuff like that. Fans are like a little bit complaining more about Rafael Leao's performance or Olivier Giroud's performance, because they know what they can give to the team. So they're saying why Leao doesn't score in these matches, why Giroud is struggling at this age. So Pulisic is not a main theme in this period about that matches.
Okay. Yeah, that does seem to be a theme with Milan this season, is being able to beat the top tier teams. And I do want to get some more thoughts on that a little bit later. But before we do that, let's switch over to Musah then, who, kind of came in late, wasn't getting a lot of minutes at the start of the season. I've seen that he has started the last 4 matches in a row. So what have you thought about his performance this season?
Well, I think Yunus Musah has been like the hidden gem of the last transfer window for AC Milan, because everyone thought that he is a very young player, so that we should have waited for him in the first season. Like, yeah, he's going to be a player for the rotation for younger teams or teams or when AC Milan faces a team on the right hand of the leaderboard. So everyone was not expecting anything from Musah, and then he showed lots of consistency, and he runs on the pitch every time, everywhere, and the fans are very happy about that, because we needed a player like him. Okay, and is playing very well and lots of minutes, also because of the injury of or maybe the injuries of Loftus-Cheek and Krunic and the other midfielders. So everyone is very, very happy about him. Everyone was not expecting anything when he arrived. Like, he is our 4th or 5th midfielders. He's not going to start the games, but nowadays is on the starting 11, of course, and he's doing great. I'm not in that group of people, because I'm very like nostalgic, okay? But people are comparing him to Franck Kessie, who is a midfielder of AC Milan in the last few years. He won the Scudetto with us. He brought us back to the Champions League. I'm very nostalgic about him. I want so him back. So I'm not in the group of people, because I think Yunus is a very great talent, not at that level from now, but is very young. He has lots of things to improve, but I think he could be, and he will be, very, very important for AC Milan this season.
So with the U.S., we've seen Musah play a lot in that, number 8 box-to-box midfielder role. We've seen him lately been playing more of the defensive or holding midfielder, because we've had some injuries. How has Milan been deploying him and positioning him in the midfield?
Yeah, AC Milan used him, as you said, in the 8 position, like in right midfield, box to box, going up on the attack and going back to defense, running on the pitch, covering and helping his teammates. Also in one game, Stefano Pioli used him as right wing, kind of right wing in a 3-4-3 formation against Verona. Due to injury problems on the team, we didn't have left backs because Calabria and Hernandez were injured, so we had to play with 3-4-3 formation, and he played in the spot of the right wing, right midfielder in the four of midfield. So he is playing where Pioli needs him, and he's doing it extremely well, I think. We have to consider that he is a 20 years old player. He is not like Loftus-Cheek playing 5 or 6 years in the Premier League with Chelsea, so he has experience. He's not Tijani Reinders, who is a 1998 player that played last year in Conference League with AZ Alkmaar. He is a 20 years old guy who played like 1 season and a half with Valencia. So I think we have to consider that, and for the future, I think he's going to be a massive player, also for US national team. We will see if we'll be it for AC Milan. I hope so, because also Ruben Loftus-Cheek did very, very, very good and very well in the start of the season. Unfortunately, now he is injured, but again, we have this competition between these two guys and these guys, like we said for Chukwueze and Pulisic, that could help to improve the players also.
Yeah, I've enjoyed watching Loftus-Cheek this season. He's somebody I've enjoyed watching, and it'll be good to see. It'll be good for the team, good for the club when he gets back and can contribute. Let me ask you about this kind of American influence on AC Milan and really Serie A, this season. We see a lot over here that it's been, positive. And I know I sent you a few videos, some of the favorites over here, like the Puli sick chants. There's the radio announcer.
Come on,
baby, USA. So we've loved seeing that. I mean, and it seems like there's been this, and I guess the one other thing I'll mention is the match last weekend between Juventus and AC Milan had 4 Americans on the field. The U.S. coach Greg Berhalter was there. I saw him on the front page of La Gazzetta dello Sport. So there seems to be this warm embrace of like this American influence this season. Is that true? Are you seeing that? And if so, like, why do you think that is?
Yeah, of course, this American influence has been a theme during the last few months. It all started when Jerry Cardinale bought AC Milan, I think. And then with Pulisic and also Musah, we were like, oh, tons of US players or American people are coming to AC Milan or to Italian football or to European football. So that was a thing, and in the newspapers, lots of like articles or titles were about that, like Capitan America for Christian Pulisic, or Stelle Strisce, for the US flag. So that was something that happened in Italy and is continuing to happen. Also, I think Jerry Cardinale talked in a speech, I don't know, with the US president maybe, and talked about AC Milan and his project and his things. The stadium, the new stadium of AC Milan is going to be built by Americans, by Cardinale and his Redbird thing. So everyone is, I don't want to say hyped, because I don't know if it's hype for this thing, but is watching, okay? Is watching, is considering, is everyone wants to see what Cardinale and other people other American people are doing in Italy with football, and also in Europe with football, because if this thing works, I think if AC Milan continues to improve, continues to grow, makes his own stadium, I think more and more American people, more and more American, how I can say, rich people could join Europe and European football and buy clubs and make projects and continue to improve. So this is a theme, and I'm happy that AC Milan is the first one, because we need that stadium. We need to improve. That is something good that happened.
Okay, let's talk more about the club and how the season's going. You alluded to it a little bit. What do you think is going well for Milan this season, and what are some things that you think need to be improved?
The start of the season has been kind of average for AC Milan, because the team is very strong. The team is strong. The players are strong. They're very physical players, fast players. So the roster is good, is long, because we have, like, as I said before, Chukwueze, Okafor, and Pulisic, Leao, Giroud, Jovic on the attackers, Reinders, Loftus-Cheek, Musah, Adli, Krunic on the midfield, Theo Hernandez, Malik Chow, Fikayo Tomori, Pierre Kalulu, lots of good players, young players. So the team is very, very good. The team is good to win lots of matches, of games in Serie A against almost every single team, I think. But I think personally, we are struggling, and we are going to struggle against good teams, prepared teams, teams that study to win the game, to prepare the game against AC Milan. I think we're going to struggle, because the problem, okay, if you want to call that problem, but it could be also a non-problem, is the coach that plays in his way. He has his idea that is working very well against lower teams, but is not working at all. Is kind of a disaster with and against the good teams, and in the Champions League. That is the theme, because we have not a plan B. AC Milan is not a plan B. Like the plot is always the same of the games, and we won 7 games out of 9 in the Serie A. So the start was good, because we are second on the leaderboard under Internazionale. But in Champions League we have only 2 points, 3 games played, 0 goals, 3 goals conceded. So that is not good. If AC Milan wants to go to the knockout stage, that is not enough. We have to do more. We have to prepare more the games. We have to be also different against, like, Paris Saint-Germain. We can defend higher. We can put our defenders, our center backs on the midfield. We have to do something different. We have to try something different, because in that games, AC Milan did almost nothing. Against Inter, it was something extremely bad to see, bad to watch, bad to be an AC Milan fan in that game. So also against Juventus, it was nothing special, and they changed the game with a good play of Moise Kean, because our defender was in the midfield. Our center back Malik Chow was on the midfield, and he had to try to anticipate Moise Kean, and he got the red card. So that is not good, but I hope that these mistakes will be eliminated, deleted. So we hope that something will change also for the coach, because he's doing very good. He's doing good against, I don't want to say bad teams, like poorer teams, and is doing bad against good teams.
Yeah, you could probably say their biggest win of the season is probably Roma. This year,
maybe Roma and Lazio. Were okay, but the plot, as I was saying, was the same. Okay, and I think you won that match because Roma didn't have lots of players. Lukaku wasn't a Roma player at that period. Dybala was out, was injured. So also Renato Sanchez, I think, and other players were out. So you won that match 2-1 with a masterclass of Rafael Leao, the overhead kick. And against Lazio missed a lot of chances in the first half. And then again, Rafael Leao with 2 great plays brought home the 3 points. The goal by Pulisic and Okafor with 2 assists of Leao. So yeah, that were good matches, but again, the plot was always the same, always the same. Never something different in these matches, even if the opponent is Paris Saint-Germain, and that is a little bit crazy as far as I'm concerned.
Well, Milan will get another chance this Sunday against one of the top tier opponents. They're playing Napoli, last year's champion. They're currently in 4th with 17 points. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully Milan can get a win.
Hopefully we can get the win, and hopefully we will see something more for our team and something different. Because if we're going to see the same match, we're going to lose again. That's not a prediction. I think that's more than a spoiler. But if we do the exactly same things as we did against Paris Saint-Germain, is not going to end well.
Well, Enrico, thank you so much for your time today. Before I let you go, where should people go if they want to learn more about you or see more of your work?
You can follow me on Instagram .eboiani_. Okay, so that is my current account in Instagram, or on Twitter or X. I don't know if what you want to call that. .Henry with E, Henry Boiani, if you want to search, or Radio Rossonera, if you want to search for our channel, our broadcast, and our live on YouTube.
Thank you, Enrico.
Thank you so much, Frank. It has been a pleasure.
And thanks to everyone for listening to Here and Abroad. If you enjoyed the episode, please share it with a fellow USMNT fan. I'm Frank Garza. You can follow me on Twitter/X at FrankGarza007, and I'll be back next week with a new episode.